John is going to share a little bit about some of the things that God has been doing around here at 6-8 and where he is leading us.
That's good and open-ended. Yes, again, I want to thank Ashley and Jude for sharing, and for all of you, all that you're doing. What God is doing, to simply put, is just look at this room. God is stirring so many people. Really, it's exciting for me to see a whole community stepping up and rising up and changing, and it's fun to be out in the community and to hear different people talk about their involvement in 6-8 or their involvement in their community, and whether or not they're involved in 6-8. It's just exciting to see our community. I believe I've only been here 21 years, but I believe I've seen a transformation move through our community in really beautiful ways. And so thank you to all of you for doing that. God is up to something amazing here, and I'm not really sure exactly what, but he's up to some amazing things here at 6-8 as well. I know a year ago we were talking and sharing about this stirring on our heart with how we are partnering with people who, in our Worth Shop, who come to us aware of their own need. I need this, I need that, whether it's this emergency food, shelter, utilities, or other things. They come to us fully aware of their need. And one of the exciting things that we get to do at 6-8 is to awaken their worth, their value, their dignity. And so we began this Worth Shop, and this idea that work awakens your worth. When you come feeling poor, we can remind you that you aren't poor, right? That you have more, you have the ability, you have a dignity, you were created in the image of God. And so for this last year and a half with our Worth Shop, it's been exciting to awaken people's worth. And so we partner with people to exchange their time for their need. And so we get to be creative, because everyone's need, everyone's time, capacity is a different story. And so part of our job is to be that creative piece in their life, and to continue to point, this is where you have a capacity, this is where you have the ability to give and to do. And the exciting thing is we're learning that you're partnering, it's not just your time that you can produce. So they're making soap, they're making buttons, they're helping in the garden, they're volunteering in our building, and soon they're going to be volunteering and working in our cafe, and you all will be enjoying and dining here. I know, I'm fully aware of that. Excited for that to come. But they're also partnering, and they're working alongside with our case management, and Kyle's doing an amazing job, Amy's been doing an amazing job, and so many of our other staff, to help them realize their capacity is bigger than they first believe, right? And so they're working in a case management. Part of their time is resume building, job application, maybe helping with finances or whatever. So they're exchanging their time with us in order to build their capacity. And the amount that has come, the stories that have come out of here in the last couple of months is amazing. To see people get back into the job force, to get back from under the bridge to a place of temporary housing, to more permanent housing, to back into the job and building a career. It's awesome. The stories are just amazing. I also shared a year ago too our excitement and our desire to build a community of housing and a community of neighborhood, right? Where we have people living of different incomes, ages, and abilities all living together, where we have our resources and enterprises, and we have a different way. We want to reimagine how we live, how we work, and how we play together. And so we want to call it the Sycamore Community because of that beautiful story in Luke 19, either 9 or 19, I always mix it up, 19, where this short little man wants to see Jesus, and he can't because of the crowd, right? So he climbs a sycamore tree, and he can see Jesus, and Jesus sees him, and he says, come on down, today I'm going to dine with you, right? And Jesus just invited himself over to this guy's house. And he just invested, he just walked right into his life, and he built this community with him. And then Zacchaeus' encounter with Jesus transforms his life. Anything he says, anything I've done wrong, I want to do right. And from here on out, I'm going to live righteously, right? I want to do this right. I'm transforming my life. And he realized his capacity and his capacity to change. And the beautiful thing is that tree that he climbed was a sycamore tree. And in Hebrew, Sycamore translates to transformation, to transform, right? And so the Sycamore community is hopefully our goal to transform our community by making service personal. And that 6/8 mission statement since 2010 is to transform communities by making service personal. We want to invite ourselves into their story, remind them that they have dignity, remind them that they have more than their poverty that is so apparent to them when they walk in our doors. And we want to develop a community where we live together. So we are looking for land, and we've been looking for land all over this community, and we have some great conversations with landowners and some great potential in our community. We have some land that I would love to have, and the landowner says it's going to be a couple of years probably before they're ready to sell that land. So we have a task force of the Sycamore community. It's been meeting monthly since last year, challenging, exhorting, reading and studying and learning the needs and helping us move the vision for Sycamore forward. So it was about a month ago, a little bit more than that, a month ago, our task force said, okay, so the land is on hold, the end game is on hold, but Sycamore does not need to be on hold. We can look at that and go, wow, we don't have land, that's our poverty, that's our need, right? But our task force challenged us to say, okay, how can we build our capacity? What is your ability to be able to have currently? Where can we grow, right? And so, can we expand? Could we build a proof of concept? Could we rent a couple of houses? Could we buy some house? Could we get creative with neighbors? Could we have a mother-in-law suite built in a backyard and partner with someone to be able to provide housing now and step into the future? Are there certain enterprises and things that we could build now before we can put them on the land and grow that need and desire for it and build that job training? Boom, we got the cafe coming in a couple of weeks. This year. And so we're building those things in. And so then I want to just take you on this short little story of journeying what God has been doing the last 3 weeks. So the task force said, all right, we got to get creative, let's pivot, let's start doing this housing thing, because we have people in our program that could really benefit from housing. They're in our program, they're working, and housing is just a sticking point, or they have no adequate housing to their name to this point. All right, they did that. What happened first?
You got the text.
I got the text from Jay. Mm-hmm. All right, she's gonna remind me. This story is really cool if I tell you correctly. So I get this email from Jay, and his wife Julie run God's Resort down in Joplin, Missouri. We've been visiting and working and bringing our high school students there for 11 years. And God's Resort is this beautiful block. 25 years ago, him and his wife walked down this street, and God told them, I need you to take this block, take this street. And it was previously known as the last resort in Joplin. It was the last resort because if you don't make it here, you're going to end up in jail or in a coffin. And so it was just coined as the last resort. And he said, we're going to make this God's resort. And so they bought one house, and then they bought 2 houses. And they bought a bunch of houses, and they have about 34 units along Pearl Street. He said, when I walked here with my wife, this was the pearl of great price, and he sold everything that he had, and he wanted to make this God's Resort. And so we've been learning from Jay and Julie for the last 10 years and seeing this space and helping them with their housing, and our mission trip kids have been going there. Anyway, Jay sends me a text. He's like, I'm praying for that Sycamore thing. God's going to start moving things quickly for you. Thank you, Jay. I did find this year, side story, as we were walking around God's Resort and doing some cleaning whenever I walk, and right underneath their center, you won't even believe it, it's probably a 150-year-old sycamore tree. I had not seen it for 10 years, and I was like, Jay, I have to tell you a story, that tree. So I brought Jay up to the speed with Sycamore. He's praying for us. God's going to start moving quickly. All right. That was Sunday. Thank you, Jay. Monday morning, it was late night. Thank you, Amy. Sends me a early morning text. Check out this house that just went on the market. 914 Franklin Street, just going on the market. Great, it looks kind of neat. There's a vacant lot next to it. Ooh, we could build a house, that'd be 2. Let's go check it out. Walk over there, and so then Monday morning we come in, there's 5 of us in the office, and said, hey guys, we're gonna just walk to 914 Franklin Street. 9 minutes took Kyle and I, 10 minutes it took Amy and Carol. From our door to their door, so it's between a 9 and 10 minute walk. Ideal location. I stand there by the house, I'm just looking at it, and I turn around, And on the other side of the street is 907, for sale by owner. I continue to do a whole 360 around, and I look down the street, and I say, this is God's resort. There are several houses that just reminded me, just like boom, I was like, and I felt like God says, I want you to transform this block in this street. All right, those two, I called the number on the for sale by owner while we were walking, or the next day, and I was like, hey, or that same day, whatever, this is Annette, talking about the house. Like, wait, hold on, is this Annette Kaufman? I could tell her voice. If you know Annette Kaufman, we love the Kaufmans. We took the kids on a mission trip. We DJ'd her wedding. And so I was like, no way, God's bringing this all together, right? Okay, so where's the story going from here? What's that?
So we looked at it. We looked at the houses.
There's
And then
something
our
else.
board met.
Oh yeah, so that was on Monday. We happened to have our quarterly board meeting on Wednesday. We're like, okay, we want to meet with these people. We want to put an offer in. Hey, board of directors, we have these 2 houses. What do you think? We hadn't met with our board since April. They know we're looking at expanding and our task force is pushing us along, Sycamore, our board is with it. But I was like, boom, we got 2 houses. Can we buy them? In an hour and a half meeting, the board decides and votes, we're going to put an offer in on both houses. We're going to do it with no debt, cash offers. And so we got 30 days to raise the money. Go. I love our board. Like, they're beautiful, they're faithful, and they trust in God as much as Sarah and I do. And so we left that board meeting, all right. So we're going to go put up 2 offers. So that was Wednesday. Meet with the family on one house, then meet with the family on the other house. We don't want to do this transactionally. We want to do this in person. So we do that. On the following Tuesday, right, we had an offer on the weekend and a counter. Tuesday, we get the signed deal at 4 o'clock from one. Agreed on the offer. We're meeting with the other family here at 4:30, thinking we're just going to start talking terms. 4:45, they're signing the offer. We are in agreement. We now have 2 accepted offers in 45 minutes. That was Tuesday a week and a half ago, or whatever we're at here, week and a half. I was, the next morning, I was like, okay, Lord, how are we gonna do this? We got 30 days. And then the next day, God showed me 2 people I needed to talk to about the building. And one was here in the morning, and one was driving out of our driveway. And Jude pulls out of her little Cooper car, and I literally run in front of her car. I say, stop! And I jump in her car and I say, we're going for a ride. I drive her to the house. I just say, get out of the car. Stand right here. Look down this street. And Jude goes, this is God's resort. She had been there 2 years with us on mission trip. She needed to see this. And she, without me prompting, was like, this is God's resort. This is where God wants us to buy these properties, right? Okay, so we want to buy these homes. I don't know how God's going to do it. $680,000 is we got to raise for the 2 homes plus the vacant lot. We want to be able to buy them. We want to be able to renovate them. They're all livable. They're ready to move in. Some minor adjustments, things we want to do to make a few improvements, possibly add a bedroom to the basement, things like that. And then we also want to just raise the bar. So we set the goal of like what we would love to do a community build on the vacant lot next year. Right, following with me, so we could bring all y'all together. We're gonna be swinging hammers for a couple of months and doing that. You're already checking the house up. There you go, Dan. Dan, what are you doing next year? Building a house. God is so good. So we cast that vision. We bought the 2 houses on our accepted offer. One, we have a closing date the end of October, first week of November, the other. And within a week and a half, we have $300,000 in. 2 more pledges that they haven't told us the dollar amount yet. 3 more people we're meeting with dates. 2 more donors we don't have dates that we're talking with. So I believe God's going to do this. I don't know how, but I just wanted to share an update with all y'all on that. There will be more coming, but I believe Sycamore Community has begun. I don't know what he's going to do on Franklin Street, but I do believe he's going to have us move into the neighborhood and really impact I don't think we're going to buy every house in the block. That's not really our goal. But we want to transform the community by being a part of it, right? And so we have people in our program, in our workshop, and in our circles, in our Monday night program, and our Encompass, that are working hard in a part of their program and needing a place that could benefit a place to live in community and grow in that. And so we believe these first 2 homes are a part of that story. If you'd like to join in and be a part of that story, reach out to us and let us know how you can make that, how you want to make that happen. So, is that an update?
That's great.
Isn't God amazing? Like, he can't write this stuff, right? It's just a gift to be a part of.